Good morning, I see. Yes, it is 10 to 9 on a Saturday morning in the UK. It doesn't matter. 1.1's dropped. I'm going to look at two things really in these notes. The stability, that's the most important thing for me, and the visual stuff. I'm really interested in this fixed particle hue. Let's just get straight into this, and I will tell you off the bat that this update, not only is it one of the largest we've had, but it's one of the most impactful. Now, the first thing I'm going to say to you, PlayStation 4 Pro owners, is that they've fixed the frame rate. They've fixed the frame rate for 90% of where you are in the city. It is absolutely flawless. It's 30 all the time, I imagine, but it was the combat and the busy driving stuff that I wanted to test, because that was always where it let itself down. I think at about 1.5 we got on top of this frame rate issue when it came to busy combat and busy sections in the city, but it would still drop, it would still hang. Now I am one of the most happiest PlayStation 4 Pro owners on the planet. I went over the frame rate roundabout. I tried to get into the faces of other cars to cause them problems. What was also happening was there was a lag on the damage impact. That was also mentioned in those patch notes, which means that splintering metals and dissipation just looks a little bit better now. This is the important thing, combat. For me, the combat is now completely doable. It's like I'm using my ads move and I'm feeling confident. The frame rate drop before was so dire that even going into your aim down the sights mode was a ball ache. I'm super happy with that. I really am. I've been testing that all morning and it's like almost like having a new game. But as you can see, we're not completely out of the woods with some of the issues. We do have some texture smoothness or non-popping asset issues on the far distance stuff. Now I think a lot of these things are just going to be because of the CPU and the system, like full stop. I think they've really stretched the Pro's power to the maximum with this fix. I've also got the majority of this footage in the stark broad daylight. I feel that the night gives this game a bit of a free pass when it comes to performing on that engine front. So I wanted you to see it in all its ugliness, and there isn't any. If I was to walk out of my house today and purchase a copy of this as a full price 50 quid game, I'd be completely happy with it. We do still have a little bit of that duplication on the cars, and we do see it a little bit with the non-player characters, but nothing like it was on launch. Absolutely no way like it was on launch. And to see a minor bit of duplication in a large open world game that's full of non-player characters and vehicles, you kind of take that with the territory. What I mean to say, it's not laughable anymore. I was seeing like groups of the same 5 character, on the previous updates. Now AI, let's talk about AI, particularly enemy AI. It's a little bit early for me to test that over the entire game, but the ad hoc stuff and the AI base level behavior for like the street gangs and stuff is vastly improved. Like, I haven't spotted one of them doing anything stupid yet. And also, they just seem snappier because of these frame rates, because it's smoother. Throwing grenades before would be like throwing 10 FPS out. You would just dip and you'd be like, why have I done this? Things would be blowing up, AIs would be falling over themselves. No, smooth, crisp, lovely gameplay. I'm so excited deep down to fire this game up again, and now I'm going to go right through that main campaign. We do still, unfortunately, have an issue with the audio assets and some of the UI assets that come with completion of a task within the city itself. Not always a main mission campaign or a side mission, but if you do one of the small little police events or something like that and you rock up to it quick and you finish it quick, you still got that audio catching you up. That one is not a difficult fix. I'm quite surprised it wasn't spoken about in those patch notes. They have fixed a hell of a lot of issues with some of those quests in the main campaign, which is great news. I want to talk about this hue thing, this graphic hue shine they were talking about that comes through as a different color. Well, I think this is to do with that granular speckledness that a lot of us pro owners have seen on shiny surfaces and sometimes on distance. This has been reduced big time reduced, and it was really making the game look quite ugly. A lot of you will know what I'm talking about. It used to sort of haunt me in the photo mode as well. It's like a speckly shading that happens on some surfaces. I'm barely seeing it. So I had a chap in the comments the other day, he was like, I've got a Pro, but the only issue I've got is this speckling on a lot of the road surfaces and maybe the sides of the cars. I can't find it at the moment. I've been on this all morning and I'm really struggling to find an issue with this game at the moment. Holy crap, I never thought I'd say that. This is such good news, and it came in a little earlier than I thought it would. I thought this was going to drop on the 26th. We've also had some mentions of the PlayStation 5 editions, and by the way, I'm still sat here with a PlayStation 4 Pro with no 5 on the horizon. I came really close the other day. Curry's PC World got some in, but I'm back to square one again. So I'm going to be enjoying this game now on my PlayStation Pro in complete confidence that it's not going to crash or screw me over. Those blue screen crashes, long gone. That's history. I haven't had one of them for weeks. What we don't have, unfortunately, is a decent police AI system. That is still the sort of spawn-in craziness that we saw before, and I think that will come. It will. They'll put police chases in and they'll put police cars in, but that's a big move to put in this game. I think to implement something like that is going to have to take some meddling around with some of the base code. So I don't wish that on anybody, but I think it's going to come. I'm really confident with it. But more to the point, if you don't own this game yet and you've been sitting there thinking, damn, when are they going to get it fixed? It's fixed. I am only speaking about the PlayStation Pro, of course, and there was a mention that the Pro and slightly more powerful base level machines were going to get some attention. My heart goes out to somebody who owns a PlayStation 4 base model. You know, I think you guys should just get the 5 and see this game in all of its glory. I wouldn't struggle along with this game if you don't own a Pro. That being said, I'd be very interested to see what the boys at Digital Foundry are saying about these frame rates, because they feel pegged at 30 everywhere. I never thought I'd be saying that in January about this game. I really didn't. Like when we first put it in our machines, the mess that it was when you got in a heavy combat or got in a car crash was unbelievable. But we are back on form. And guys, I want to say thank you very much, because you've all supported me through these patch update diary things, and this one was a good one. It was great to be able to say this, and come on over and see me on Instagram. Yeah, constantly uploading stuff from the photo mode, because I'm interested in just about every asset on this map and all the characters. If I meet a cool character or someone's got something cool on, I'll grab it and stick it on the Instagram. So as always, today